Welcome, everyone, to the MM264 live production of The Scene. I'm your host, Nikki Love, and I'm excited to be here with you today to present a dynamic lineup of guests that we have from different corners of the Portland arts, culture, and music scene. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first guest, Alex Hill of Too Many Records.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Alex. Thanks for coming in today.
Of course, thank you. Yeah.
So excited to have you. So who are you and what do you do?
Well, I'm Alex. I am the manager of Too Many Records. We're a used vinyl record store on North Lombard. Kind of a destination spot. Try to curate our selection. We have obviously every genre. We're kind of like our pocket is hip hop more so, but we have everything. We have an incredible selection of metal, etc. And aside from that, I try to, get us integrated into event spaces, whether that's throwing our own events or like popping up at other local events, that kind of thing.
Awesome. On North Lombard. Now, I know I have driven past that spot a few times and
Yeah.
noticed that has to be kind of a niche area to stay in business. So
No,
what's the
yeah.
vinyl scene like?
Well, it's not walkable.
Right. Yeah.
It's definitely a destination spot. It's good that we have a parking lot, but yeah, honestly, our biggest thing is social media. So our the owner of the company, Matthew, is Too Many Records was his YouTube channel before he opened the brick and mortar,
Okay.
and he was actually like he is a pretty big influencer in that space. Right now, the algorithm has not been very kind to us, but luckily via social media, we're able like we show the records we're putting out every day. We do features of like, look at this cool thing we got, like whatever. So people come in seeing what we're putting out, and they're like, I get that, whatever. So yeah, we get a steady trickle of people. Lately, it's been a lot of people moving into town and just checking out all the stores. Like
Well,
I feel like there's a flux of people coming in. I don't know why, but
nice. Good. Hopefully you get some regulars with that kind of traffic.
hopefully, yeah.
Sounds like you have a pretty good selection. You brought some records here with
I
you
did.
today.
These
Tell me
are
about them.
these are actually from my personal collection. I wanted to brag a little bit,
Even
but
more special. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna like rapid fire them because I don't want
Yes,
to take
do
too
it.
much time. But I brought what camera do we want? You? Hi. Twin Peaks soundtrack. I had to represent the PNW Gothic, the origin of my favorite genre, and this is one of my favorite records because it's just front to back such a beautiful listening experience. I wanted to show off some of the cool stuff that vinyl can be. This is a special edition of Caroline Polachek, Desire I Want to Turn Into You. And it's actually a booklet. Try to be careful here.
Is there's so much art involved
There's
in
so
putting it
much
together.
exactly.
So much.
And that's honestly what it is for me. Like we're talking about arts and music and so on, like aesthetics and
Can you
photography.
guys see this okay?
Such an incredible like opportunity. And Caroline Polachek herself has said she's like a freak for packaging. So
Well, clearly, I mean, and the record is in there somewhere
it is.
too,
There's yeah,
right? Okay.
exactly. I'll try to run through.
Table book, and you're no rush.
I'll try. Okay, no rush.
No rush. We're happy to.
Death grips, government plates. This is an example of like investment stuff. I bought this for like $30 when it came out, and this is now worth like with this guy, the license plate, this is worth like $300 or something like that, which is, I mean, it's modest, but I'm proud of it.
Well, so, and just the amount of curation and artwork and production that comes into things like that, like
Totally.
how much that costs to produce.
100%.
Absolutely.
And there's another great example. So sometimes it's not just the artwork, it's the record itself. So this is not for radio. Great record.
I'm a photographer at heart. Look at this.
I mean, look at her.
Beautiful.
She looks incredible.
Oh,
yeah, and on the back. But what I really want to show you about this is a special variant of this record.
Ooh.
Moss filled. Isn't that tight?
Are you kidding me?
I know.
Oh my God.
So there's lots of stuff like this. There's liquid fills too. Like Addison Rae has like a blood filled version of her, it's not really blood. I didn't bring it, but I have Brat, like the Brat remix album, and it has like white powder in it. I should have brought that.
Cool.
Bootleg. This is a bootleg of Ethel Cain Inbred. This is a project she hasn't released officially.
So what kind of music is this?
Ethel Cain is like beautiful, like chamber pop with kind of an Americana influence, and she's also a trans woman, which is like, very huge for me. She has like beautiful voice, really sad, really depressing work.
Okay, and like, are these people who are all like in production now?
So far, yes. Other than maybe Twin Peaks, Angelo Badalamenti, he's a film composer. But since David Lynch unfortunately passed away, rest in peace, I don't know what kind of work he's doing.
Okay.
I'll try to be quick with this. Fiona Apple, one of my absolute favorites, the GOAT, and I want to show you another cool variant.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for letting me nerd out.
So the store is full of all kinds of this kind of
All kinds of crazy stuff at various price points too. Like I mentioned how expensive that Death Grips record is, but like you can get cool variants like this for like some of them are like 10, 20 bucks, you know what I mean?
And for someone like for myself, I don't have a vinyl collection other
Yeah.
than my mother's and my memory.
Oh, beautiful.
And nor do I have a record player. So do you guys have any kind of equipment or hardware that plays these records, or would you make recommendations for somewhere to get it?
100%. So we have literally one record player available.
Okay.
It's not as much our specialty. However, I think that if you're looking for that, the place I would start is Fred's Sound of Music in
Okay.
Hawthorne. They are kind of gearheads, very knowledgeable. They do the whole range, running the gamut from like entry level to extreme audiophile stuff.
Okay, cool.
The one thing I would say is like when you're getting your starter machine, you want something that can build over time. And what I mean by that is replaceable parts.
Okay.
Because you can make a massive improvement to your machine just by getting a new needle. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But a lot of people buy like those little suitcase Crosley guys,
Right.
which wine bar. It's on Alberta. Look out for that. That's a very like kind of an exclusive event. $20 gets you in, gets you a glass of wine, and then you have opportunity to get first look at something we're putting out. It might be bootlegs, it might be a certain genre, whatever. And when I say we have a lot coming up, it's kind of like under wraps a little bit.
Okay.
But I do want to let people know it's happening. Definitely now is the time to get tuned into our YouTube. Expect some new content coming in the next few months that is going to introduce like kind of a big shift in what we're doing, how we're doing it. I don't want to give too much out right now, but definitely an exciting time to join in. You know what I mean? To like kind of be part of the community. Yeah.
Awesome. And so we can find you on Instagram at too many records _
That's it.
and at
Vinyl
corset.
Yeah, with an underscore.
With an underscore in between. Okay, vinyl underscore corset. Underscore corset for you and your recommendations. And what's the YouTube really quick before we go?
The YouTube is also Too Many Records. Yeah,
Many Records.
easy to find. And if you go on our Instagram, there'll be links to everything. We also sell posters, like vintage tour posters, that kind of thing. We have tons of incredible art for sale as well. Yeah.
Okay, great. I can't wait to check it out.
Yes, I hope you do.
Much. Thank you.
So nice to meet you. Yes.
So everyone, make sure you check out that social media, check out the YouTube, and keep your eyes peeled for upcoming events with Too Many Records.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. We'll be back after a short break. Okay.
The world's first ferrofluid headphones by Volta Audio.
Can we do this?
Ferrofluid visualizer.
Are we on break?
Are we live?
The magnetic particles in the fluid move and dance.
Well, if we're not on break,
they're designed for you to hear.
You're welcome. Thank you.
40mm dynamic drivers and active noise
All right, I'll pack
cancellation.
up.
The control buttons are located at the base of the headphone, and this button here allows you to cycle through different LED colors, which completely changes the appearance of the fluid. They can also be fully customized in the Volta Audio app, which is coming soon. They also plug in at the bottom with the USB-C charging port and a 3.5mm aux jack. Something so unique about these headphones is that the ferrofluid display can be fully removed, which lets you mix and match any color ferrofluid you want, so you can fully customize it to your style. A screwdriver comes with the headphones that you can use to remove this screw and then easily just pop off the outer shell. It pops back on just as easily. The future is waiting. Pre-orders online are open now.
Hello and welcome back to the scene. I'm your host, Nikki Love, and I am here with Christina Vickery and Gretchen Malberg with their stop motion production, An Unexpected Catch. Hello and welcome. Thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you could just introduce yourselves and who are you and what do you have going on?
Yeah, so my name is Christina Vickery, and I was the director for An Unexpected Catch.
I'm Gretchen Malberg, and I am the producer and
That's
also the
right.
did lighting and some animation and some props. But
Our class was pretty small, so we all had like 6 different roles that we did. So it's kind of funny to like narrow down what we did. Because yeah, I was production manager, director. We all
start with
did.
the most impressive.
Right.
Right. And then just picking up the pieces after that.
Right.
So I'm a video production major, and I know
Yeah.
that that's a quite different animal than a stop motion production.
Yeah.
So what are some of what's the process? Could you tell me a little bit about? I mean,
Yeah.
feel free to start wherever.
I know there's so
I know,
much
right?
that goes into it. That's what when I first started, I actually was doing video production,
Okay.
and then ended up taking a puppet making class, which is provided at PCC, which I super recommend. And I made this little guy, and yeah, and then I just started getting into stop motion. And so we took the animation production class. And kind of the initial, before the class started, the teacher sent out an email and was like, hey, if you have a puppet that you made, or if you have a story you want to kind of pitch to the class. And I had my puppet, so I decided to kind of make the story about the fisherman,
Okay.
and pitched it to the class. And it was chosen. So we made this whole little short on it. But it's kind of like with any story. You have the story, you do a storyboard. everybody has their roles. You get the sets ready, all that stuff. But with stop motion, it's way different because you have one set camera,
Okay.
and then you build a whole set. It doesn't move, so everything.
I was gonna ask
Yeah,
that. I was going to ask if it's a different set for each scene, or if you said just one stationary camera, and then the
Yeah.
thing that and everything develops in front of it.
totally.
Great.
Yeah, and we were talking about because it's photos.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, okay,
thousands
great.
of still photographs.
gosh.
It's not like you're watching something happen. So it's like you get everything set up and you look through and you're like, okay, you take your one, well, or
Oh
two
my
or three pictures,
Oh my goodness.
and then the animator moves
Yeah.
in and like slightly moves everything, and like the person
So
moves the cloud and the
exactly.
vehicles up the
Wow.
water.
So you're really
Okay.
all day doing one shot, and then you see what you've done at the end of the day, and it's like just the tiniest bit.
Okay.
So yeah, so in some senses it is similar to video production, but then in that realm it's completely different.
Right. It sounds
It's more like
completely different.
photography.
It's like 24 photographs for every second.
Yeah.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
yeah.
24 photographs for every second that we see of a stop motion.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just wrap my head around that for a second.
Right.
The amount of work it must take. So that brings me to my next thing.
Yeah.
What's the timeline? So first of all,
Yeah.
I must know this gentleman's name.
Ollie.
Ollie?
Ollie.
Ollie,
Yeah.
excellent. Okay, Ollie. He looks like an Ollie. All right, a salty guy, Ollie. So what's the
Right.
story about?
So yes,
If you can. I mean,
totally.
probably easier to describe it than make it.
Yeah. I don't know. But so yeah, so Ollie, he's this fisherman who is living on this remote island kind of out in the middle of the ocean. And he's all alone out there and kind of just does his fishing every day, goes out, fishes and comes back, and just is kind of this monotonous daily grind by himself. And then one day he comes across something unexpected.
Okay.
And it's kind of the reaction and like interaction between those two beings, those two creatures, him and something he finds. And yeah, and this like relationship, I guess, that develops from it. But
Okay. And Gretchen, before we started, you mentioned that you have been to a couple of, you were part of a couple of different programs during the course of the making of this. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, I'm not actually in any of the multimedia tracks,
Mhm.
but I graduated from the graphic design program a couple years ago, and then
Here at PCC.
yeah, and then
Okay.
transferred to PSU. But then at PSU, and I maintained my dual enrollment
Mhm.
because that's a very wise thing to do.
And a great thing
Pricey.
that PCC enables.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
to go between. Definitely
PCC
noticed that.
is, really wonderful, and I wanted to be able to take classes through PCC if I could. And I was taking a motion graphics class, and at the very end of the class, they said, we're going to show you some video editing, Premiere Pro, real quick, just to do your final.
Premiere Pro,
thing."
real quick
Yeah.
on the Premiere Pro.
But
Yeah.
I was like, this is really fun. And I thought, I bet PCC teaches this. And so I looked, and sure enough, they did. And so then I started taking some of those courses. And then I saw that they were just starting up a stop motion program. And I've always wanted to make a puppet and try out stop motion. So then, I started taking some classes, and now I've graduated from PSU, but now I'm still wanting to continue on with this.
Yeah.
Trying to keep active in the community, and we're still working on this because due to the strike, everything was kind of shorter, and we were allowed an extra week or so in
Yes.
the summertime to do some more work. So
That's great. That's
you know,
great.
we've still got work to do.
yeah.
Yeah. So the first segment of the project premiered at the end of last spring term, which, like you mentioned, was shortened because of the strike.
Yeah.
Glad we all got a little extra time at the end there for our various things. So it sounds like there's more coming to be of the project. What have you worked on this summer? What's coming up?
In the beginning of the summer, we were able to shoot a little bit more. I think we still have more editing to do. We're kind of just gonna edit it, see what we have, and then go from there. I don't know if we necessarily have any like plans to like enter it anywhere. We'll
Well, I mean,
see.
as the producer,
Yeah.
it was part of my,
Right.
obviously the class is over, but it was part of my duties to look up some different festivals, and there are a lot of like I'm not wanting to go try to find money for this, but a lot of them are free to enter for students. And I think once we have the edit done to our
Yeah.
satisfaction,
Right.
we have somebody else who's not with us today is working on the editing.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
They're still alive. I don't know.
yeah.
It's not like this
Oh,
is-
They're not there. Yes, they're just not here, not in the building with us at this moment. Yes, of course.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, I do think we will maybe enter it in some things, and then also maybe there's MOSBA, the Museum of Stop Motion Animation.
Okay.
talked about doing,
town.
maybe do a showing.
And that's here
with
in
them.
town?
Yes.
Oh, great.
And
Okay.
in fact, there's even if anyone's very interested, OMSI is doing the Portland
PSF?
Festival of Cinema Animation
Right now.
Technology. It's going on right
Yeah.
now, and they have a lot of stop motion. Yeah, they're
That's
one of the
awesome.
things they're
Dude,
talking
there's
about
always
is like how
stop motion stuff.
like people are just swarming to Portland for the stop motion
Ew.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
great.
community that's
Right?
here.
That's
because
just, like,
there's so much.
Totally entering this in might be because it is like, I mean, ideally, once I would do this, we would get a job, but it is very saturated. So it is
Yeah.
tough to, but you want to showcase your work and have people see it. So
Right, right. Just add to the more the merrier, really, there's so much more exposure and inspiration that can come for young people, especially like if it's available at OMSI, there's going to be plenty of kids there. I know I have a teenager who experiments with this stuff just kind of on her own, and she makes, I've got all these little clay people packed
Yeah.
away, and
Wonderful.
right. And I'm just like, oh gosh, yeah, it is.
Right.
She's just kind of like making her way on her own. So
Right.
I'm going to keep that OMSI thing in mind.
yeah.
And I imagine it would be something, especially at the end, the culmination of such an arduous
Yeah.
project that's taken such a long time. You might want to showcase it somewhere, but I imagine that just being done, it would feel good. How does it work when as you're going along and you're looking at something so closely over and over? Does that seem to change your production at all or change the storyline?
Oh
How
my
does
gosh.
that work?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm definitely like a planner. And I had this whole every day was planned out. But then when you actually go into the studio and start filming, it's a completely different. You don't know how long it's going to
Go
take.
forget it.
Yeah. So I mean, it kind of just all the plans went out the door a little bit once we
Okay.
started shooting, and we just decided like, I mean, we had on our wall in the animation production studio that they have now, and we're actually making better, but shots that okay, this is what needs to be done. This is priority. This is what's done. This is like future dates,
Right,
things that
okay.
need to be done. So we were just trying to like navigate, and that would change every day because we would have certain sets set up, and then we would have to tear down the sets and build new things. But yeah, once you're actually like in there and seeing how long everything takes, you're like, a lot of it was cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of it was cut.
Like, it's exciting, and you're thinking, okay, this is what we're going to do. And then you start doing it, and you're like, oh, this is actually a lot of work.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Might have to streamline here and there a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So is this something that you both still work on like every day or most of the time? No? What does this look like as far as its presence in your lives right now? Other than being here with me.
One of the things of being in the class,
Yeah.
like maybe like the biggest challenge and the biggest reward was working as a team.
Okay.
Because so many people are kind of loners or they do their own thing. And at this time we were forced to like not only like assert ourselves to other people, but to also take direction and try to be graceful about it because it's like a small stuffy little room. You don't want to have bad vibes. You
Right.
want everybody
Yeah, I
to
can imagine.
Right.
and but then working together was really rewarding, and we realized that while it can be kind of a curveballs coming from every single person involved, it's really nice to have somebody else moving the waves, so you
Yeah.
can focus on something else. Because
Mhm.
otherwise, if you have to touch every single thing as the only animator and then go
Yeah.
like, okay, take a shot, and then go do it again, it's
Right. In a perfect world, in an ideal world, we would have had a whole year to do it, so then we could really spend the time doing everything. But yeah, with how much work went into it, there's only so much you could do on your own. And so yeah, now that the class is done, we did do a couple more shots. But I think for the most part, after we're done with this edit, I think we're putting this one to bed.
Okay.
Putting this one to rest. And then we might use him for another project. Gretchen also took the puppet making class, so you've got a puppet that we might, utilize, and we have ideas for other shorts that we might do
Like a
through
few of us
PCC.
managed to work together and kind of live close enough to
Keep
each
in
other.
contact. So that's great to find that core team of people who are invested and
Yeah.
long
So
term.
like maybe we'll have unexpected catch too.
Ah, right.
The more unexpected.
Yes.
The more unexpected catch. Very unexpected. This
Yes, yes. You didn't expect this. That's awesome. So, before we have to go, I mean, so you mentioned that there is that people are flooding to Portland for the stop motion community. Where are some places that one might be able to get plugged into that? Just like if I was interested, or for example, like my teen was interested in getting more exposure to events or learning, where would we find that here?
Gosh.
Well, the PCC stop motion.
Well, there is a bunch of
Yes.
courses that are being
Okay.
possibly. I don't want to say that.
Right.
But the animation production studio this summer is being like rebuilt.
Oh, wow.
The stop motion class that we did, they're getting new equipment. So Portland, or like the PCC, is actually a great place to start taking classes, and the
Yes.
puppet making class and all
Well,
that stuff.
They've gotten a
Um,
grant from Leica Studios.
Oh,
yeah, so that
right.
was So we were kind of the
Specific
first
at those.
project to utilize the space, and but yeah, and then I mean there's OMSI. PCC does, they have their multimedia like emails that they send out, and I want to say like Greg has sent out some MOSMA stuff, which is the Museum of Stop Motion
Oh, wow.
Animation.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's just kind of getting up off the ground too.
Yeah.
So it's
So there's
kind of an
newsletters.
exciting growth period.
Yeah,
Seems
I
like
mean,
that.
Leica's new movie's coming out soon.
What was that? What's that?
Wildwood. It's based in
Oh,
Portland too.
is it?
When you do stop motion
Great.
though, and you see the things, like when you see a movie like that, it is just like mesmerizing.
Right. To see the full production. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm already thinking, of all the stop motion films that I've seen. I'm just trying to wrap my head around the actual production timeline and how much work goes into it and how many people.
Unreal.
Yeah, I'm just beginning to open my eyes to
Well, the next month at Hollywood Theater, there's going to be a stop motion showcase. I
Oh, great.
can't recall exactly the date, but
Okay.
Hollywood Theater. is
Yeah,
doing
they've
it.
been doing that. They did the Nightmare Before Christmas one.
Yeah, they're
a couple months ago when they had like the animator who animated Jack Skellington was there.
Okay,
and
great.
answered
So the Hollywood
questions.
Theater, and that would be is that on Sandy?
It's the
That's
one.
right.
It's cool.
The big, yes, absolutely. I remember that one. I
Yep.
live close
Yeah.
there. Yeah, so that's going to be they're going to be hosting a stop motion feature,
Mhm.
right? And then where can I mean, I'm sorry if you guys said this already, but is there anywhere that we can see an unexpected catch other than I think the clips that we might have to roll right after this?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I know we have to do that final edit, and then we need to talk with, Greg or some other multimedia people and see if it's going to be on the website, if we'll do, because, there's always the more student showcases. We might,
Yeah.
do
Yes.
that again.
Yes. And
If
those are
we,
strong places to show up to things. The student showcases that are put on by PCC are an absolutely wonderful place, and it's a great way for everyone. Even if you're not going to be submitting it to something or showing it somewhere else, it's such a robust scene as far as everyone gets to put together all of the things that they're passionate about and put them forth. So I would highly recommend to anyone who's watching to attend those. Yes.
If we do end up sending it anywhere, we will definitely let everybody know to come and support.
Please.
That would be incredibly fun.
Okay, great. Awesome. And that thing at OMSI that you mentioned, that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There's always something going on. I mean, there's a bunch of newsletters and Instagram. I mean, if you search for it, you can find stop motion stuff here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I think,
Excellent.
too, that Leica is doing a Find the Crows. They've
Oh.
got crow statues all around the city
Oh, how fun.
because there's crows are involved in the
Yes.
movie, so.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. And we all know about the daily migration at 8 p.m. of all of the crows. You've seen this, right?
What?
There's the migration of all the crows in the city. They go from east to west at about 8 p.m. They're completely faded away. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I've been trying to get on a bridge with my camera for that for 5 years.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming in to see us today.
I'm always down to talk about
I
this stuff.
appreciate it, and I'm excited to learn more about the Portland stop motion animation scene.
Yeah. Thank
Great.
you.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks
so
so
much
much.
for coming on. Yeah, thanks. Okay, cool. I think that might roll us into our next break, perhaps.
Oh, great.
Hello, everybody. We are back. I'm Nikki Love, and I'm here to present to you the scene. I'm here with some very special guests, Juhan and Julia Teodoro with Jinga. So before I go any further, it's a very interesting word. Jinga with a soft J sound. What does it mean?
Yeah, hi Nick, thank you for having us. So ginga is this Portuguese word that's hard to translate perfectly. It can mean a body movement, a swing, but it's also a certain way of moving through the life. It's a kind of a very Brazilian way to do things with creativity, improvisation, even with limited resources.
Okay.
So we felt this name will be perfect for our company because Ginga can take different forms, but there's always something Brazilian at the center.
Okay, great. So Jinga is an organization that you have created. Now, how did you take the embodiment of that word that's hard to translate? But really, I'm hearing passion. I'm hearing a lust for life, a way of doing things that makes the most of what you have, and doing it with joy and excitement. So I'm feeling that from you right now. So, how did that embody itself into what the organization of Jinga is now?
So Ginga is started last year, later last year. We are with almost 1 year
Okay.
and started very organically. Um, I was missing a certain part of Brazil. So I started to think, why don't we create that here? So our first event was November last year. Was a Brazilian style feijoada bowl. Feijoada is a very Brazilian traditional meal with rice and black beans.
Okay.
Yes, and pretty quickly we realized that was something bigger there because Brazilians were looking for this sense of connection and community. But also people of Portland was very curious about Brazilian culture. So this moment we start to understand what Ginga could become.
Oh, that's so great. I know Portland has a pretty dynamic cultural scene. So I love that there. It sounds like there was a lot of attraction, and people found Jenga because it was needed here, and I love to hear that people are wanting to get involved and getting interested. So your first event was in November.
Yeah.
Have you had many or any since then here in Portland?
Yes, we had a lot of different events. We had a baile funk, that's a type of song of Brazil.
Okay.
We had Zinga Arraial, that's a totally different event, inspired of northwest of Brazil.
Okay.
So Brazil is huge, and we have a very different culture depending on each state.
Okay.
So we are trying to bring this diversity for here.
Okay, great. So this is an organization. Do you run it between here and Brazil? Two things?
Yeah, we are don't trying to replicate the same operation in both places.
Okay.
Yeah, Portland is where Ginga is based,
Okay.
and Brazil is where we do specific projects and collaborations.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
But have local partners there is a huge, can help a lot.
That's great. Yeah, having partners on the ground, having
Yeah.
people involved in the community. So, where have some of these things taken place that you've had in Portland so far? Like where do you do this stuff?
Well, we have our first Jinga Baile at Halo. That's
Okay.
the hotel
Mhm.
in Portland. That was amazing.
That's the one with the rooftop. Don't they have like a rooftop balcony or something? Hey, love.
Not
like
sure
that?
about
No,
that. So
I'm
they
not
do have
sure.
it. I've never been.
Okay.
But it's a really cute bar with a lot of plants on the
Okay.
ceiling. And that was wonderful. Was our first Jinga Baile. Was a blast.
Okay.
Everybody loved it. And our second, the Arraiá, was in Lavernas.
Laverne's. Yeah. Right.
Lavernas North. And that was incredible. It's about the Northeast traditional from Brazil.
Okay.
And we had a live band performing, a dance class, like forró class.
Wow.
That was amazing. It was sold out. Tickets was
Oh
wonderful.
my gosh. Okay. So it sounds like this stuff, it takes some people to put together and to put on.
Yes.
So how, like, if I wanted to be involved and I wanted to help, how would I get involved with you all?
Well, we just launched the new website.
Okay.
It's jinga.com.
It's Jenga, all one word, ITSGINGA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, great.
And you all can find us on Instagram at It's Jinga BR.
Okay,
BR
BR for
means
Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. I'm getting it.
And we always post our next event there. It's always updated. And if you are an artist or a company, production, or any kind of business that you think that is related with Jinga Vibe, we are more than happy to work with you and make something happen.
That's so awesome. I really love that you're bringing Brazilian culture to the people of Portland, as well as finding like that community within Portland's community. I anticipate you guys are probably going to get big pretty fast. I can't wait to find out what's more like. I would love to go to a Jenga event. What's coming up? Do you guys have anything planned?
Yeah, we're actually entering a very exciting new phase right now. For the first time, we are putting together a full season, Ginga season.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So the lineup. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Instead of to see each event at the time, people will be able to see what we are building across the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Okay.
And I'm not talking about just events, but
Yeah.
we are expanding Ginga in other ways. So we already have the Ginga home, that Casa Ginga, that is everyday objects inspired in Brazil.
Oh, great.
And next month we are going to launch Ginga Roots, or Ginga Raízes, that is about Brazilian people stories.
Oh, wow. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Okay, great.
We are both going to Brazil next month, and not accidentally, but actually, it's going to be 1 year of Jinga. It's anniversary.
Oh,
And
wow.
we both going to be there. Yes.
Excellent.
Connections. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, happy anniversary. I'm glad you guys are going to get to celebrate that in Brazil. I'm looking forward to this so much. So it's at Jenga. Tell me the Instagram one more time.
At It's Jinga.
It's Jenga.
BR.
BR.
Yes.
Okay. And then the website is
It's Ginga.com. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
Please follow us.
Yes, absolutely. I look very much forward to it. Is there anything else that you guys would like to share just about what you've enjoyed so far about this? Like what makes your heart sing when you have an event and you see people? Like what does that look like for you? How does it make you feel more more in touch with Brazil?
I personally love the part that I'm seeing out my community together and celebrating life and love and music. And one thing that I love as well, it's about people that is not from Brazil. They come to a Ginga event and they be part of it and kind of be more curious about Brazilian culture.
Yeah.
And this touched me a lot. And I love to spread out the love from Brazil.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. That's so great. Yeah, being able to have something like that accessible and welcoming as someone who's interested in other cultures, that's really it's such a huge component into being able to learn and grow and connect.
Yes.
Is just to have that welcome of the open door and the open information and sharing. So I can't wait to get. So there's dancing, right?
Yes.
Dancing. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want.
Then
I just want to check.
dance
Yeah.
parties. We have workshop studio.
Great.
Yeah, with painting, mosaic. We just did our launch of the new rebranding, and we did this mosaic workshop, and that was wonderful as well. At a cute farm that was Sun Blossom.
Yeah.
Sun Blossom on Alberta. That
Oh,
was amazing too. So we do different types of events. Yeah.
Excellent. And so really quick before we go, so Jingo Home, you were saying that is that like a craftsman inspired thing where I
Yeah.
okay, so I could bring a little bit of Brazil into my home.
Yes, you
local
can,
artists
and it will be available in our website.
Yes,
Yeah.
excellent. Okay, and I
Like a
can't wait.
Ginga store.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, absolutely. I
And we
think that's
name
so
it
great.
everything because we love it.
Well, Jenga itself seems to encompass an entire realm of it's a whole
Yes.
vibe. And then you guys will have the Jenga story or Jenga Roots, which is the collection of stories coming up too.
Yes,
That's
this is
exciting.
new and
Yeah.
will be launched next month.
Oh my gosh.
The new episode is gonna be filmed where Julia was born.
Yeah.
So it's really special. That's why it's the first episode must be there.
Wow. Oh, that's so great. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for coming on
Yeah,
and
thanks for having
joining us here. I can't wait to see what Jenga has in store for the future. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks you. Okay, great. Well, thanks everybody. And that's going to conclude our guests for today's segment. I'm so glad that everyone could join us today. Please, by all means, feel free to tune back into the recording if you missed any of the social media or any other connections, and we are happy to provide them for you. So I'm Nikki Love. This has been The Scene. Thank you so much for joining us.